Oh, hi everyone. It's Crypto Granny here, Susie again. We've got a new, how can I say, a new addition to what we actually look at. And we're putting it on our platform as well as our app. And it's basically Sandbox, but we have been buying stamps for a long time, particularly Dutch stamps. And in the last 30, say the last 3 years, 36 months or so, Dutch stamps have gone up about 20% or more because we have inflation. And if you look at back in the 1970s when we had massive inflation, people are buying stamps all over the world, and they're considered a value and almost like a currency. But you've got to buy obviously stamps which are low supply, that are very old, that are mint or even not mint, that there's hardly any supply of. So we've been buying for about 3 years. I've been a stamp collector all my life since I was a kid. And what we've come across also, which is a very, very interesting alternative investment, is cryptocurrency stamps. And we want to bring this to you today. No one's talking about this in the markets, but there's a lovely nexus between cryptocurrency itself and cryptocurrency stamps that can be NFT. And these things are going up a lot. Cryptocurrency stamps are going up a lot, particularly when you look at outlets like Katawiki, where you can buy them at ICO level, like the Swiss cryptocurrency stamp, which is due on the 2nd, where you can buy it as an ICO, but also you can actually sell it on secondary markets like Katawiki and eBay and this sort of thing. And just to give you an example of this, what I came across was this one here. Sorry, this one here on Katawiki. I've got an Katawiki account. Fantastic. I bought this Netherlands one, cryptocurrency stamp by 8 with 4 colors, and I bought it for $125. And the date that I bought this was, that's me there. The date I bought it was the 11th of March, okay? And if you go into this and have a look at this, right, it's basically cryptocurrency stamps like this with NFTs, okay? And the green and the blue and the yellow and the different colors, they issue different lots. But I bought this for $125 in March, and now already on Katawiki, the experts are saying these things are worth $300 to $400, okay? So already since March, I've literally doubled or tripled my money, right? And we think this is a great alternative investment. It's a lovely link between cryptocurrency, NFTs, and stamps are going up a lot. And again, this is historical as well. There's a lot of investors for stamps in Holland, for example, in the Netherlands, but also in Asian countries as well. As the middle class get wealthier, they start buying stamps. And certainly the high net worth people buy stamps because it's a way of getting currency or value of your assets out of a country that has exchange controls. And I'll give you an example of that. There was an Iranian general who basically had to leave the country in the 70s. They wanted all his assets. They got all his assets, but he actually was smart enough to sell his real estate assets and everything else. And he bought high valued stamps, i.e. stamps worth $500,000 or 2 million or 40,000 or whatever. And he walked out with a paperback book with his stamps. Okay, so there's other ways of getting, how can I say, wealth out of a country when there's exchange controls or government controls, and people are doing it via stamps. And this is an alternative investment, which we think is very, very important. Okay, so what's coming up next tomorrow? You'll have to put your skates on if you want to buy this. Is Swiss cryptocurrency stamp number 3. There's a whole lot of different types of crypto stamps at Walter, and they have different print runs, like 50,000 supply, 65,000 for Bella, Emmy, 45, and they're all different prices, and they're in Swiss, which is basically to the dollar, US dollar. So they're worth basically $9. But the thing is, on the secondary market, these things are being priced quite highly because there's NFTs behind them. So you have to be careful. This one, Walter, doesn't have an NFT, but the other ones do, okay? And you can check out this thing here to make sure that it's completely honorable and everything else. So as you go further down, we've got Rocky, 30,000, Jara, Burner, this sort of thing. We intend to buy $3,000 worth. because we think these are a great investment alternative. They're an alternative to cryptocurrency. And as I said, it's a lovely nexus between stamp collecting as well as NFTs and cryptocurrency, which we traded on secondary markets. And I love this stuff, okay? So the Swiss went to all the people and the artists and got different designs. And as you can see, the less the run, the more the stamp is, okay? So we've run some models in terms of, we've looked at ChatGPT and run some models in terms of, our risk return profile, what we expect the bar to be, the value at risk, what we expect the Sharpe ratio to be. But these are great investments, people, seriously. And, it's a big market and will become a bigger market soon because people don't know about it. But I'm bringing it to my clients, you guys, so that you can take an opportunity to divest out of some cryptocurrency into stamps, which basically have NFTs and can sell them on secondary markets. And, I think it's a very interesting nexus between, original stamp collecting as well as the cryptocurrency market, as well as NFTs. So this is a quick video we put together, the Swiss crypto stamps #3. And if you go to Swiss stamps, cryptocurrency stamps, you'll be able to see all the details for the auction tomorrow. And the auction's tomorrow on the 2nd of May. And we, myself, want to buy about $3,000 US worth of Swiss cryptocurrency stamps. So I'll just play this for you. It's not very long. It's only a minute or so. And then we'll also talk about ChatGPT, how we use that to work out the risk return analysis, focusing on the Sharpe ratio, how much dollar risk do we use to expected return, and also the variance. And the ChatGPT actually told us how to allocate our money for the best bang for our buck. So for example, if you risk $3,000, what's the best allocation to these cryptocurrency stamps? And what's the bigger return? Also, there's strict criteria to how many cryptocurrency stamps per person you can actually. Now, in terms of Swiss stamps, if we go through the Swiss crypto stamps, Walter version, per person, you can only buy 10 copies. Bella, you can only buy 20. Emma, you can only buy 20. Rocky, 20. Jara, 20. 5 copies of Burner. Milo, 5. Fido, 5. Fluffy, 1. Lucy, 1. Luna, 1. Buddy, 1. Bob and Aya, 1 each. So what I've done is I've used crypto ChatGPT. This is an AI, and there's many different types of AIs. There's Perplexity, there's AutoGPT, there's heaps of stuff. We've been using quite a lot in the last couple of months. So what I've done here is I put in the criteria for Walter. You can only buy 10. Let's make sure that's correct. Let's hope that's correct. Yep, Walter 10. You can only buy 20 of Bella. Emma, you can buy 20. Rocky, blah, 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 right, for the most expensive. And what I've done here is I've asked for a medium risk view, and I've asked that I want to allocate 3,000 Swiss dollars, which is equivalent to, say, the Swissy to the US is about 1 to 1. And I've asked it for medium risk with the highest Sharpe ratio, and this is how it's told me to allocate according to ChatGPT AI. So it said, allocate 10% to Walter, 15 to Bella, Emma the same, Rocky the same, Jara the same, Burner the same, and 5% thereof. And also it's got the limitations. I can only buy 10, 20, 20, 20 up to Jara, 5 Burner to Fido, and then 1, 1, 1. And clearly, as it gets higher, the costs are higher. So Aya is 999 Swiss, Bob's 499, and so forth. As you go down here, you've got 9, 10, the price is going to cost us, and all that sort of thing. So then I've asked it for the variable, the value at risk, I should say, and the Sharpe ratio, which is about risk return, okay? So for $1 of risk, what will I get back as a rate of return, assuming that, it might go up 10% in a year. It could go up a much more. So clearly the highest Sharpe ratios we want to be invested in. But again, we've got to marry this with liquidity. As you get further down the line, in terms of the less issuance, like AR, there's only 50 units being issued, okay? So liquidity is not going to be great, but the risk return is very high. But for medium return, this is what it's given me in terms of that. So basically, the Sharpe ratio is a risk-return adjusted measure. We always look at that, compare it to the risk-free rate of the US Treasury bonds and looking at the standard deviation. The value of risk, looking at the potential portfolio for loss, okay? So it does that assumption. And then I've had to ask it to go to another AI, and I've asked it, okay, of that allocation, how much do we need to spend and what is our Sharpe ratio? And according to that, it's saying we need to spend 3,120 Swissy, and I've asked it, I want to spend 3,000, and it said the Sharpe ratio, according to our allocation, is 25.3, which is seriously, seriously high. So what it's saying is for every dollar of risk I put into this cryptocurrency stamps with NFTs, basically it's saying I will get a $25 return, which sounds like a very, very good investment to me. I know stamps are going up by 20% per annum on average, and that sounds like a pretty good investment to me. And we can use this for chat GPT. You can ask it for statistical, all sorts of things and everything else, right? So I quite like that outlay. I think the Sharpe return's quite high. And also I'm quite happy to have a diversity of different cryptocurrency stamps, because as you can appreciate, Walter's got 50,000 on issue, but as you come down here, AIA has only got 50, okay? If we go back here, right? You'll see the units as you go in here somewhere. Where am I? You'll actually see the units that are being issued, and that will change seriously the liquidity of these cryptocurrency stamps, okay? So where are those units? Let me just have a look. Bear with me for a minute. Just got to have a look. Sometimes you've got to go into the detail. Bear with me. But it'll actually show, if you go over here, right, to Crypto Stamp 3, 50,000 is Walter, has the most amount of units on issue. Bella 65, Emma 45, 30,000. It gets higher in price as the units get lower, which is understandable, okay? Because it means they're more rare. So 18,000 for Jara, 8,000 for Burner, 4,500 for Milo, 2,500 for Fido, and so forth. So then we come down to AIA, and it's only 50, and it's $1,000 Swiss, okay? So this is saying for me, medium risk with the highest Sharpe ratio, according to the allocation, is $25 return for $1 risk. And that sounds pretty good to me. So that will be my allocation tomorrow on the 2nd of May with crypto stamps.post, which is Switzerland crypto stamps. And I think it's going to be very interesting because on the secondary market, you can actually sell these a lot higher. And we think it's a great alternative to just pure crypto, because it also has the stamps that are going up a lot that are rare. And also it's got NFTs, and it's just a new alternative investment within the crypto stamp market, and we just love it. And I really like this idea. So, to diversify my risk and, to buy stamps, crypto stamps, particularly as I showed you before with the Dutch one. I bought it for 125 euro, and it's already at 400, and that's in the space since March, okay? So this is all new, and we're very excited by it. We've got it as a beta test on our second app that's coming out this week, and I'll be sending it to a few other people, including, who was the guy, Sebastian, I think it was, and a few other people, but we're really excited about this. So if you've got any questions, please do come back to me. And thank you very much for listening. And we're really excited about crypto stamps. It's a great alternative investment. It's new, and it's very, very exciting, because I've been a stamp collector for years, since I was a child, and I love stamps. And the fact that it's married to cryptocurrency as well as NFT and stamps makes it even better, because you can have NFTs against them and everything else. So this is very, very exciting part of the market. So thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please do come back to me. Thank you.